I asked a simple question on the Lady K Sailing Facebook page. What's the one upgrade you installed that actually changed your day-to-day life on the boat? Not the flashy stuff, not the things that look good on Instagram, the real, why didn't I do this sooner kind of upgrades. And the response was massive. 114 sailors chimed in, most of them with years of experience, and the answers were surprisingly consistent. So instead of guessing or throwing money at upgrades you think you need, this is what real boat owners are actually doing today. The stuff that matters and makes life easier and more comfortable, and in a lot of cases completely changes how you use the boat. If you're planning upgrades or even just thinking about them, this is the shortcut, so that you don't waste money getting it wrong the first time. What really stood out reading through all of these responses is that almost nobody talked about flashy upgrades. Nobody said bigger screens or fancier chart platters or the stuff that you see in the glossy ads. What people talked about was removing friction, making the boat easier to live with, easier to operate, easier to enjoy. That was the common thread running through almost every single response. And the number one theme by far, not even close, was power. Solar, lithium, charging systems. Over and over again, people said the same thing in different ways. Once they upgraded their power system, everything else on the boat got better. Fridges stopped being a problem. Lights weren't something that you thought about. You could run systems without worrying about draining the batteries overnight. Some people even moved to fully electric galleys, induction cooking, hot water off the inverter. And the common thread wasn't convenience, it was freedom. You're not managing your power anymore. You're just using your boat. And it goes a lot deeper than that. A lot of people talked about the cascade effect. You upgrade to lithium and suddenly you've got usable capacity. You add solar and now you're replenishing during the day. Upgrade your alternator or add a smart regulator and now everything's working together. It's not one upgrade, it's a systematic thing. And once that system is in place, you stop making decisions based on limitations. Once the foundation is there, everything else starts to stack on top. The next big category is what I'd like to call workload killers. Things that reduce how much effort it takes for you to use your boat. Autopilots came up again and again, and not in a casual way, in a this changed everything kind of way, especially for people short-handed or single-handing. Being able to trust the boat to hold a course while you go forward or handle sails or just take a minute to breathe, that's a completely different experience on a sailboat. It's not just convenience, it's capacity. It lets you do more with fewer people. Same thing for windvanes for offshore sailors. Set it, dial it in, and let the boat steer itself using the wind. No power draw, no constant adjustment. Just this quiet mechanical reliability that people swear by. And in a lot of cases, it doubles as a backup steering system, which adds another layer of confidence. And then there were the smaller, almost sneaky upgrades that fall into the same category. Remote anchor switches were mentioned, wireless remotes, being able to control the windlass from the cockpit instead of running back and forth, and lazy jacks for sail handling, roller furling systems that keep you off the foredeck in rough conditions. These aren't glamorous upgrades, but they remove little moments of chaos. This doesn't sound like much until you've done it both ways. It's the difference between work and ease, between stress and enjoyment. Then you start to see another pattern emerge, and this one is things that get overlooked constantly. Comfort. Not luxury, not yacht stuff, just plain comfort. Things like cockpit enclosures to keep you out of the weather, dodgers, hardtops, cushions, better sleeping setups, memory foam toppers came more than you'd expect. And it makes sense. If you don't sleep well, you're constantly exposed to the wind or the sun or the rain. If the cockpit isn't a place that you want to be, you're not going to use this boat very much. These upgrades don't make the boat faster, they make you stay around longer, and for a lot of people that's the whole point. There were also a lot of mentions of temperature control. Diesel heaters have made a big thing in the world lately. Better ventilation too, even full enclosures that turn the cockpit into a usable space in bad weather. This all extends your sailing season. It makes shoulder seasons enjoyable instead of something you tolerate. And again, that changes how often you use your boat. Right alongside that was what I would call living systems, the stuff that turn a boat from something you visit into something you can actually stay on. Watermakers came up a lot, not because they're exciting, but because they remove a major limitation. You're not planning around water anymore. You're not thinking about how long you can stay out. You just have water. Showers become normal again. Cleaning becomes easier. The boat feels less like a compromise. Same thing with heads and sanitation. Composting heads, freshwater flush systems, electric toilets. Not glamorous topics, but the comments were clear. Get rid of the smell, get rid of the hassle, get rid of the pump outs, and suddenly the boat feels completely different. It's one of those upgrades you don't appreciate until you've lived both sides of it. And then there's refrigeration, which sounds simple until you realize how much it affects day-to-day life. Reliable fridges, bigger fridges, even second fridges or freezers. People joked about cold beer, but it's not really a joke. Cold food, predictable storage, not worrying about spoilage. That's quality of life. It's morale. Now, one more subtle thing, but it's really important, that keeps coming up is sleep insurance. Anchors, ground tackle, windlasses, people upgrading to oversized anchors, all chain rode, better systems overall. And the reason wasn't performance, it was so I can sleep. Knowing that when you drop the hook, you're going to stay put. Not waking up at 2 a.m. wondering if you're dragging, not rechecking everything every hour. That kind of confidence changes how you experience anchoring entirely. And it ties into something bigger. Stress reduction. A lot of these upgrades, when you zoom all the way out, aren't capability. They're about removing low-level stress that's always there in the background, the kind you don't notice until somebody takes it away. And finally, there were a handful of upgrades that don't really fit neatly into a category but kept showing up. Better sails, new running rigging, feathering or folding props, improved lighting with LED conversions, upgraded water pumps, even structural reinforcements and backing plates for peace of mind. None of them are headline grabbing, but they all share the same theme. They make the boat easier to use, more predictable, more reliable. And that's really the takeaway from all of this. The upgrades that people love the most are the ones that don't really look impressive. They're the ones that remove problems, the ones that take something annoying or limiting and uncomfortable and just make it go away. So if you're planning upgrades or even just thinking about them, this is the pattern to follow. Start with power, build a system that gives you flexibility, add the things that reduce workload, make the boat easier to handle, invest in comfort because that's what keeps you out there, and then solve little problems, the ones that don't seem like a big deal until they're gone, because that's where the real difference is, not in how the boat looks and how it feels to use it. And while we're talking about upgrades, did you see this article called Winch Buyer's Guide? A look at 7 brands and 76 self-tailing models. Here are all the specs, dimensions, and power ratios you'll need to choose some shiny new self-tailing winches, from 12 to 52s for sailboats in the 20 to 50 foot range. A great read if you have a minute. Leave a comment. What upgrades have you made to your boat that were complete game changers? And while you're here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out, but also it lets YouTube know that you like sailing videos, so it'll show you more of them. How cool is that? And hit subscribe so I can see you again next time.